The last method we're going to use to solve quadratic equation is called to complete the square. This method rewrites the given equation into the form a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. We then solve by taking the square root. Here are the rules. If a does not equal 1, factor this value out. Then take half of the b value and square it. Add this value to both sides of the equation, factor and simplify, then solve by taking square roots. Okay, so let's do number 1. X squared plus 10x plus 21 equals 0. So the first step I would do is move the c value over to the other side. And you get x squared plus 10x plus equals negative 21 plus this. The reason I'm doing that is because now I'm going to half the b value and square it. Half of 10 is 5. 5 to the second power is 25. Now, combine the negative 21 and 25 and you get positive 4. I now factor x squared plus 10x plus 25. And that becomes x plus 5 squared. Now, if I were to actually set this to 0, my completing the square problem would look like this. X plus 5 squared minus 4 equals 0. That's what it's going to look like. But we're trying to solve for x, so I'm going to leave it just the way it is. Now, x plus 5 squared, to get rid of the squared, I take the square root of both sides. And I now rewrite x plus 5 equals 2. And that is plus or minus 2. Subtract 5 to both sides. Negative 5 plus or minus 2. Negative 5 plus 2 is going to be negative 3. Negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7. My next example is going to be x squared plus 8x plus 5 equals 0. Now, all I want you to do here is just write it in the completing the square form equation. That's all I want you to do first. Okay, what do I mean by that? Half the 8, you get 4. And square it. But move the 5 over first. Okay? X squared plus 8x. Okay? Half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. Do it to both sides. And I get x squared plus 8x plus 16 equals positive 11. Factor the equation, and I get x plus 4 squared equals 11. Now, I could solve it, and I'm going to get an irrational number, but I just want to show you how to write it and complete the square form. Subtract 11 to both sides, and I get x plus 4 squared minus 11 equals 0. But if I actually want to solve it, I take the square root of both sides. And I get x plus 4 equals plus or minus the square root of 11. Subtract 4 to both sides, and I get negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 11.